hope you can hear me. It's very windy, so I might not, you might not hear me at all. But I'm going for a bike ride, and I'm riding my Choppa bike. I call it the Choppa, as in same as get to the chopper thing. So right now I'm cycling around and I am talking to myself. I started building this bike in 2008, and the reason for building it, apart from actually just for the hell of it making something, because making stuff is very cool, and when you make stuff you figure things out, and it's like a giant puzzle. So yeah, I've always wanted to make stuff like cars and motorbikes, but one of the problems is you have to start somewhere. I don't have any sort of illusion that I'll just simply go and make a Formula 1 car or something like that. So I thought I'd start out with the slowest form of transportation, which is a bicycle, and then I thought I'd start out with the slowest form of bicycle, which is a custom Choppa bike. So I ended up building this, and a huge thanks goes to Atomic Zombie, the forum of bike hacking. What they taught me there was that you take some parts of an old bike and you connect them with fresh tubes between them, and then you get something very cool. So I bought their books, I bought some plans, and I started making this bike. It took me quite a long while, and it was tons of fun. I learned a lot. It was part of my teaching myself how to TIG weld. Since then I've been able to do TIG welding to a reasonable standard for myself. It's got a 20-inch front wheel from a normal bicycle, nothing special with that, but it's got a car wheel as a rear tire. Now, as you know, car wheels have a solid center, not spokes. I've lengthened the hub of a bicycle hub, and then I have drilled holes in the rim of the car tire to make the spokes fit to it. Because the car tire is wider than a regular bicycle tire, the chain can't go straight to the rear wheel, so it goes via a transaxle, and that transaxle is basically shifting the chain from the right hand side of the bike to the left hand side of the bike, and there's a sort of a 1-to-1 ratio of the transaxle to rear wheel. I also put the brake and the gears on the transaxle. It's got 5 speeds from just a regular mountain bike, street bike thingy. So there's a derailleur at the front of the rear wheel at the transaxle. And yeah, the gears work, but I did a design mistake in making the transaxle to rear wheel chain. I used a fairly small sprocket on it, and that means that there's not much of a lever action going on from the center of the wheel to the chain radius, which means that there's a lot of forces going on there, and that in turn means that the little brake disc that's on there has got tons of work to do to make sure that it actually does some stopping, which it incidentally doesn't do. So the brakes are rubbish, or the brake, it's not like as I've been put on a second brake for it. No, it's just got one brake. And that's enough, because at the speed you are cruising with this device is quite low. The whole bike didn't cost me a lot, however it took me a long time. It was months and months before I got it done. Luckily, when it was done, I got a visit from a dear old friend, Mark. Mark's into pinstriping, and for a few beers and a little bit of bullying, I managed to convince him to do the pinstriping on it. So the bike's painted in Halford's finest satin black with red and white pinstripes on it, and it looks gorgeous. Sadly, it's got a few dings in it, you know, because that's just how rock and roll is. You can't use stuff with a bit of applying a little bit of history on it. So that's my Choppa bike in a little bit of a short summary. What's worth noticing is that because the rear wheel is flat, it takes a lot of effort to get it turning. So you kind of have to convince it to go up on the edge of the rear tire before you turn it, and that takes a little bit of getting used to. Obviously the seating position is uncomfortable, as it should be on Choppa, you know, no pain, no gain and all that. It was an amazing project and I really loved it. I'm quite sad to see it go. The time has come for something new, something different. It deserves a home where it'll be used a bit. So that's the short of the Choppa. And that's the Choppa.
What size wheel do you have on the back of that?
I don't know. You check. 14, 195, 60, 14.
Fucking hell. You make that yourself?
Yeah.
Now you know all gears and everything.
Well, there's parts from just random bikes.
Fucking mad, mate. Yeah. Good on you, man.
Hey, cheers.
Good little hobby.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a good day, man.
You too.